ina ji zan ce muta saboda ban san inda mutane suka wani irin books ne suna karanta ba, because if you just read, you know, the original source. Assalamu alaikum. So sunana Zakariya Zainab. Mahaifina mutumin Sokoto ne, amma ni an haife ni ne a Ibadan, kuma a Ibadan na girma. Na yi primary school na da secondary school na duka a Ibadan na yi. University na kawai ne na san na fita kasan waje, na je Kotonu na yi business administration na, kuma na da degree BSc. Kuma generally I'm a journalist, an activist, at least I hope. Ni za ya ce ni activist ne, kuma I'm a business person, kenan ina da businesses da I'm running, inshallah. Maganin Shi'A, it's a long story, amma zan yi shorten din shi. So babana shi student Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaki ne, amma bai taba kaman takura mana ya ce mu shiga ko Shi'a ne ko arka ne aka. Kawai he gave us the basic knowledge of Islam, introduced us to the Ahlul Bayt, irin musan waye su Ahlul Bayt suke. So it was saboda muna da wannan solid foundation, making it easy for us in the future to recognize what the truth is and then to accept. Ni saboda babana mutumin da yake yana yi karatu da yawa, kuma mun tashi ne a gida ga irin books da yawa ma a gida, that so it introduced us to be able to read. So ni na ci ina sa in yi karatu sosai, so I've been reading a lot of books which raised questions. So in na samu irin wannan questions sai in je wajen shi in tambaye shi baba yawan kuma ya gaya min. Amma to be honest and frank, abinda ya sa ni in ce ni yanzu na shiga cikin Shi'a ko arka shine Wakiya 2014, da aka fara kashe mutane a Zaria, the Kaduna, the first one, I think it's called the Quds Day. The Quds Day killing in 2014. That was what really led me to be active. So that Shi'a ne saboda I don't know. But after that, I started asking important questions. Na fara tambayi kaina, okay, rayuwa kenan, everyone can die. What is the point of life? What is the me buri na bayan mutuwa? All of these questions, important questions about life. So kuma na fara, I continue reading, researching, because inshallah I want to be sure on the day of judgment, Allah ya tambaye ni cewa, you know, what have you been able to achieve? I want to have confidence in say to alhamdulillah, to the best of my knowledge, I did my research and this is the truth. And for me, there is no other answer to the question of life. There is no other truth other than Shi'a and Shi'ism and being a follower of the Ahlul Bayt and a follower of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Abin da ya burge ni shine selflessness na mutane. Mafi yawan mutane masu bin almajirin Sayyid Ibrahim Zakzaki, the selflessness, the amount of give, ban san ya zan iya explaining din shi a Hausa ba. Da na saba da mutane da suna yin abun saboda son rai. I want to do this because I want to end that. I want to do this because I want to end that. But then na ga mutane da suna yin abu saboda Allah kawai. Arma a ce ana kashe su ba wani ba saboda life is not important ba. Life is very important and dear to these people. Amma sun fi so a ce I would rather give my life for God to serve justice rather than live in a society that is filled with injustice. Irin ba so injustice. Kuma ni, I've never in my life liked anyone being oppressed. So abin da zan ce ya burge ni sosai shine the to act against oppression. If I want to say it in one simple line, the fight against injustice and oppression in our society shine abin da yafi burge ni a cikin arka, insha Allah. Abubuwa da yawa inda kace, since we're all human, when you see in an ga abun mai kyau dole za a gan abun mara kyau. Alin dan adam kenan is not restricted to Shia, Muslim, Christian. It's a general human issue. Abubuwa da yawa dai. In cikin arka ne ko cikin Shia, let me understand that. The question is it for arka or Shia in general? Okay, Shia in general, and I feel like muna da complete answer to many questions, amma ba mu amfani da abin da muka sani. So it's one of the major things I have issues with. Mun ga mutane kasan waje, for example, irin atheists, those who don't believe in God, they are so empathetic, kaman they feel so much when something wrong is going on, and they go out of their way, whether they know that person or not, to fix that issue, even if it's only to talk about it. Amma yanzu mun samu kanmu a cikin yanayi where people claim that they are waiting for Imam al-Ujja Ajallah Farjahu Sharif to come and fix their problem, but they are not ready. Ba za su tashi to say, okay, this is the problem, muna da solution, bari mu tashi kawai, bari mu je mu yi. Sai su dinga jira wai wani zai zo ya fixa musu wannan problem. Kuma addini ba aka bane. Shiism is not like that. All of our imams stood up and struggled for something. They struggled to the end of their life. And in ba saboda struggle nasu ba, inda rayuwa yake ma ba za mu same shi aka ba. We know that the society is bad, there is lot of problem, but even at that, in ba saboda su struggle nasu ba, mu wanda muke enjoy ma yanzu da muna complain da kanshi ba za mu same shi ba. So abinda ni ba na so a cikin a ce someone claim to be Shi'a, but they are not active, they are passive. Kenan, they are not verbal Shia, they are Shia of now. Now is just a name. Ama verb shine action din shi. And that is what Islam is all about in general. To stand up and do something repeatedly till, inshallah, you are able to change it, or at least enlighten other people who will be able to change it, inshallah. Ko na ce akwai turning point in their life, that's my turning point. Because lokacin da zan ce na shiga cikin arka, na shiga na ce okay, yanzu from every part of me I am a Shia. Lokacin huta ne da ana kashe mu sosai. So ba ma lokacin dadi ba, lokacin bala'in kashe da ana yi muna ne. So how would I explain it? But it took a lot of courage for me and conviction. I had to be convinced from every part of me that okay, this is the truth, and this is the part, and this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to live for, and this is what I want my legacy to be. Bazan ce I have really experienced hatred ba. Saboda inda na ce me, I grew up in Ibadan and Lagos, so many people there are more liberal towards religion. Of course, bazan ce ban taba, I've never experienced it. Of course I have, but the major problem that I feel is, the reason behind irin wannan abun shine ignorance. People don't know, kuma ba sa so su sani. Amma if you can take your time to explain a little, you find out that most people are able to at least see beyond the propaganda that they've been exposed to. Zaka gani mutane for many years of their life, all they've ever heard from their cleric shine Shi'a kaza, Shi'a kaza, Shi'a kaza, kuma su ba su taba zauna da 'yan Shi'a ba. So that is the conception they have. And when you see the news of daily protest in Abuja and irin wakiya da aka yi, you start having this advancement for this kind of people. So I can understand where that is coming from. I understand his ignorance. When I experience that kind of thing, I don't allow it to affect me. To the best of my knowledge, if I have the opportunity, in zauna da wannan mutum ko wacece, in ma 2 minutes ne, in dai mishi magana, irin normal magana, ba zan ma sa addini ba, just normal as a human being, irin wannan magana. So to the best of my ability, I try to, bridge this gap. Kuma I feel like us as Shi'as, akwai aiki akan mu da yawa. If the government is not sleeping and not resting, and some of these paid clerics na izala na wa'abiya suna yin nasu irin preaching, ya kamata with our own behavior to combat this, to have relationship with people, to bridge gap to the best of our ability. Saboda abin da Sheikh Zakzaki ya koya mana kenan, abin da su all of our imams suka koya mana kenan, that you make sure you build gaps. You don't allow, even if someone has left gap, make sure that there is, a connection between you and that person. And one of the fastest way to do that, shine ayi good behavior with people. Always make sure you have a good behavior with people. Always make sure that you create deep lasting connection with human being, because one of the most powerful thing that a person can have, shine emotion. Kuma how can you be emotional towards someone? Shine ka nuna mishi halin mai kyau, ka nuna mishi rashin soyayya ko irin, just be good to people. I think that is very important, that people have, ina ji zan ce muta saboda ban san inda mutane suka wani irin books ne suna karanta ba, because if you just read the original source, you will see that mut'a ai sunnar Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ne, abinda su suka nuna cewa za a yi ne ba wani. But unfortunately, just like I mentioned earlier, there's nothing that mutane ba za su yi oppressing din shi ba. Duk komin alal mutane su yi oppressing din shi. So you can understand if you have some people who have issues with mut'a, because maybe unfortunately sun hadu da wasu da sun amfani da muta inda it is not halal, where they just, it's quite unfortunate. The maganan, it's a long story, but kawai if one wants to shorten it, the issue of muta has been grossly misrepresented, grossly misused, and people have taken liberties, an yi abin da ba bai kamata a yi akan shi ba. Amma if truly people want to learn, all they have to do is read the books from the original source, from some of the hadith of the Prophet, and even on the Quran, they can see that this thing has legal framework. Just like everything in Islam, it has rules, it has conditions that must be met. Kuma in ba yi shi inda ya kamata a yi ba, to an yi abin da ba daidai bane, insha Allah. Ba zan ce aka ba, amma na gan maganan mut'a fiye da maganan sabe has been misrepresented. Ba zan ce maganan zagin sabe bai dame ni ba, saboda the biggest challenge that the Islamic Ummah have today is disunity, and one of the biggest thing that yana ana mu zauna tare da su 'yan sunna ko 'yan shi'a shine wannan magana a ce ana zagi su sabai. Kuma an ci ana gaya cewa ba duka 'yan sabe ne mutumin kirki ba. That one is for sure. Saboda in za a ce sabai su nawa ne, mutum nawa ne za a kira sabai, ana ce up to 1,000, 2,000. Ba za a ce dukansu ne suka zauna da Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam ba, kuma ba dukansu ne alinsu mai kirki ba ne. Kuma wanda ma aka ce ana zage su, me yasa mutane ba za a ce why? Mafi yawan lokaci it's so easy to get away with what is happening, amma me yasa ba tambaya me yasa? Wai kashe Lady Fatima Salamullah alayha me yasa aka kashe ta, me ta gani kafin ma ta rasu, ina wajen, where is her burial ground? Some of these questions Muslims will refuse to ask it because we know that the moment we start asking questions, abinda zamu gani zai canja tunaninmu, kuma mun saba muna yi wani abu ba ma so mu canja. Kuma Islam is not like that. One of the hadith of Rasulullah says that research and search for knowledge, even if you have to go as far as China. Then I feel China is one of the farthest places in the Arab land, and Rasulullah is saying research, go as far as China, see how things are done there. But munga yanzu mutane, we don't want, even Quran ma da ana karanta every single day, people are not picking lessons from it. They are not hearing what Allah is saying, what He's saying to the Prophet, what He's saying to us even now. So it's quite unfortunate. Yes, the issue of insulting Sahaba is a big misconception within the Shia school of thought, and also one of the weapons that you know, those that don't want unity among Shias and Sunnis are always using. But Imam Khamenei has spoken more than many times over and said that is not the problem of you know, of the Muslim Ummah. Insulting each other is not a thing, and he has already given a fatwa on it and encouraged us to focus more on what unites us rather than focusing on what disunites us, because what unites us is actually more than what disunites us. We have the same Qibla, we worship the same God, we have the same book, our prophet is the same, we believe in the last day, we are all Muslims, and inshallah, may Allah guide us all to the path of righteousness, inshallah. As a follower of Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaki, ba wanda zai ce yana cikin kwanciyar hankali na gaskiya. If you truly claim to be one of his followers, ba wanda zai ce yana cikin kwanciyar hankali. Tun wakiya, kuma kafin wakiya ma, tun da ana ce za ka shi ba wani ma tsammani cewa za a yi irin wannan abu, amma gashi cikin yanayi da muke ciki. And it is so unfortunate that abinda aka yi mishi ba wani justification anywhere in the world. Abin is so clear that this is an oppression. Abin da aka yi is so clear, even to a blind person, that there is no way to justify a je inda mutane a kashe fiye da mutane 1,000, kill them in such an oppressive, disgusting manner. Kashe wani ma da ba za a yi ma cockroach aka yi ma mutane, and then to go and bury them in a mass grave, and then shoot him, kill 3 of his kids, shoot his wife. It's just too much. It's too much. Amma gashi muna cikin wannan, and still mutane a ce abinda aka yi mana shine daidai. Kuma gashi an gani. Look at the situation that the country is in. Look at the insecurity. Look at the poverty. Look at the hopelessness of the people. And what has this man done? Abin kawai da yi shine a tashi a yi abin mai kyau, kasan ya koma annu wanda za su tura mu where we're supposed to be. This is a rich country. Nigeria is one of the richest countries in the world. Bama Africa alone, in the world. The least of our resources shine oil. One of the biggest assets the Nigerians have is the people. Aje kasan waje a dinga ga abin da Nigerians suna yi a kasan waje. Amma ga mu nan hopelessness. Ko pensu ba mu yi ba a Nigeria, ko uta babu. But the point that someone has risen up and say, come together, let's fight for our rights, let's demand for justice, let's change this oppressive system that has refused to give us anything. She ace saboda addini ne aje a rike shi. To shikenan. For us, we know that this is the truth. Kuma, no matter how long it takes for the truth to reach everyone, the truth still remains the truth, even if it's just 2 people who accept it as the truth. And we have the case of Nelson Mandela as a very obvious example. He spent 20 years of his life fighting for people, and many people claim then that he was a terrorist. And terrorist ne akasashi kurkuku. And now today everyone wants to be like Nelson Mandela. So time is so short, and inshallah time will come when all those who have done this do cancel. they will pay for it. Not only will they pay for it, the people themselves, they will realize that truly, truly, this man gave everything for us, and only Allah can compensate him, inshallah.